Dear friends, have you ever wondered why toilets supposedly flush backwards in Australia? Why hurricanes spin one way and cyclones the other? And why some scientists say this invisible force might even mess with your brain and body? Today we are answering the what, why, how, when, where, and who of the most misunderstood force on Earth. That is the Coriolis effect. Stick until the end because the medical and the psychological stuff will legitimately shock you. So, welcome back to Piece of Peace, where we make complex science stupidly fun. Smash the like button if you have ever argued about which way water drains down under. Today, we are going full mythbusters meets neuroscience on the Coriolis effect. What is the Coriolis effect? Let us understand through a simple analogy. Imagine you are on a spinning merry-go-round and you throw a ball to your friend on the opposite side. To you, the ball looks like it curves magically. To someone standing on the ground, the ball went perfectly straight. It's the platform that moved underneath it. That apparent deflection, that's Coriolis in a nutshell. On Earth, because our planet spins eastward at about 1670 kilometers per hour at the equator, anything moving long distances over the surface, as air, water, cannonballs, or even you walking, appears to curve. Why does it happen? Two reasons. One, Earth is a spinning sphere. Points near the equator travel farther and faster in 24 hours than points near the poles. Conservation of angular momentum. Ice skater pulling arms in is equal to spins faster. Result, in the northern hemisphere, it deflects right. In the southern hemisphere, it deflects left. At the equator, it is basically zero. So, where and when is it actually important? Scale matters. Tiny scale, like toilets, sinks, bathtubs. It's a myth. The Coriolis force is way too weak, 10 to the power minus 5 times gravity. Your sink drains the way the manufacturer shaped it. The medium scale, a few kilometers. Still, it is too small. Large scale, hundreds, thousands of kilometers and a long time, that is hours or even days. Yes, like hurricanes, typhoons, trade winds, ocean currents, Gulf Stream, artillery, sniper bullets over 1,000 meters, or called pendulum. The real example, US Navy 16-inch guns in World War II hard to correct 2-3 kilometers of Coriolis effect drift for shots over 30 kilometers. The famous myths and fun demonstrations. The equator toilet scam in Kenya, Ecuador, they cheat with buckets. Real proof, hurricane versus southern hemisphere, cyclone spin directions. Harvard giant 2000 kg focal pendulum. The juicy part, medical and psychological effects on humans. Now, the part almost nobody talks about. Number one, medical. The yacht was the vertical component of Coriolis. When you travel east or west on the equator, you actually feel slightly lighter or heavier. Flying east on equator, Earth's rotation plus plane speed is equal to you weigh approximately 0.3% less. Real psychological effect, pilots and astronauts feel it. It can affect inner ear and balance slightly. Inner ear and vestibular system. Your semicircular canals detect rotation. Living on a spinning earth technically adds a tiny constant angular velocity. Some researchers, it's controversial, suggest this baseline rotation influences vestibular disorders, vertigo, and even migraine patterns. Differently north versus south of equator. Then the psychological and neurological theories. This is the wild stuff. 1960s to 1980s, the French researcher Michael Gauquelin claimed higher rates of certain personality traits or even schizophrenia correlated with birth latitude and Coriolis strength. Very fringe, mostly debunked, but still cited. The modern 2020 studies slight evidence that people raised in southern versus northern hemisphere show tiny differences in spatial recognition, that is spatial cognition, and right left brain lateralization, possibly because of lifelong subtle vestibular input. Antarctic researchers sometimes report rotational disorientation after months at high altitude where Coriolis is weaker. The bottom line, direct effects are tiny and debatable, but not zero. The brain is insanely sensitive. So the summary, 6 W's is a recap. What? Apparent deflection due to Earth's rotation. Why? Conservation of angular momentum on a spinning sphere. How? Right in north, left in south. When? Only matters on large scales and long times. Where? Everywhere, except exactly on the equator. Who? Affects weather, snipers, pilots, and maybe, just maybe, your brain a tiny bit. So the toilet thing is mostly fake. But the Coriolis effect is real and quietly shapes our entire planet and perhaps even us. What myth do you want me to bust next? Drop it in the comments. If your mind is blown, hit like and subscribe and the bell. We drop mind bending science every single episode. See you in the next one. Thank you.